Chapter 2, Nightmare Mario, Giant of Flames. A few days later, Mario and Luigi went with Annalise and her new friends to visit the temple across the street from Darrahinkan Academy. Ironically, Tana and Shauna were there instead of staying home. Therefore, they noticed that Annalise was skipping school. "What are you all doing here?" Tana asked. "Wait, is that Mario? And Luigi? The two we met in Brookali?" "Oh, so you two are here," Mario said. "Why is that?" "We joined the temple," Tana said. "Our beliefs are becoming more fluent all thanks to it. Have you all come to tell us all about your experiences? Have you made some new friends? Are you even allowed to leave school right now?" "There was an incident," Annalise said, "and Dono claimed that Mario and Luigi were trespassing even though they were trying to find me. Because of that, he and Braun tried to get them to come here and face the goddess's judgment." "I mean, it is one of their rules," Shauna said. "The goddess doesn't tolerate people's freedoms." "There's more," Luigi said. "Mario, Annalise, and I ended up booking it to the gymnasium, where we found everyone else. We got into some sort of argument regarding our questioning of the goddess's existence, and they weren't even okay with that. Not even these guys, Brocus, Multus, and Zahn." "Questioning the goddess's existence definitely sounds like something you would do," Tana said, "especially since we just took your free will. So wait, have any of you surrendered to the goddess?" "We are all new," Cornan said. "None of us have any Darrahinkan experience. Everything we've gone through so far was discrimination." "So they are mean?" Tana asked. "That sounds typical. People will be like that. You all will have to get used to it. All of Darrahinkan's new students were discomforted by the ways of the Darrahinkans." "Have any of you even touched your Dirianus?" Shano asked. "That is still not the end of our story," Mario said. "It was then when the goddess gave a message through Andono. She said that we should stop fighting because it's useless. She still wants us to give her a chance." "Well, are you?" Tana asked. "Because she left us a little gift." "A gift?" Annalise asked. "Yes, we saw her light shine upon this temple," Tana said. "It was a very divine light, nothing like anyone has seen before. It must have been something unexplained, and nobody found this phenomenon appearing in the Dirianus before. She left behind 10 sets of equipment and attire. You all should come and see." Tana and Shano escorted Annalise and her new friends into another room, which looked similar to the cathedral in the school, but it had a much higher roof and more rows of seats, and it looked more formal. Every professor had their own designated chairs along the left and right walls. The stage had more details, such as a bigger statue of the goddess, a bigger podium, and sets of stands for people to stand and sing. And the front of the stage had a row of benches that were used as altars. Along the wall was a set of traditional artwork, low relief, depicting the creation of the world. The sets of attire and equipment were lined up neatly on the seats in the front middle row. Each set had a sheet of paper with names on them. Azalea took her set and put on the dress. It had a yellow torso with green puffy sleeves, and the skirt was white with colorful flowers, and it was trimmed with orange lining. There was a pink flower she could put in her hair above her braid. There was also a pair of brown boots and a pair of white gloves. She was even given a bow and a set of arrows. Cornan received the next set. It included a gray tunic and black shorts trimmed with green along the sides. There was also a pair of black and gray shoes, a pair of gray socks, and a pair of green fingerless gloves. On top of that, there was a visor and a small sword that fit perfectly in the sheath that could be attached to a gray belt. Annalise got a short dress with a red torso and orange sleeves, and the skirt was red with an orange stripe along the side. She also got a pair of red boots and orange and red gloves. The set came with a pair of gauntlets used for brawling, and she could slide them over the gloves. Cassiela also received a short dress that was blue, but it also had long white sleeves coming out of dark blue puffy sleeves. The dress also had a blue emblem on it, and the skirt was trimmed with a cobalt blue as a darker blue layer opened like a curtain to reveal a white layer. She put on a pair of blue boots and picked up a small blaster. Aaron got a yellow tunic and blue pants, along with brown boots and fingerless gloves. He was also given a crossbow and a set of small arrows, but they looked more like bolts. Nuta's dress was below the knee, similar to Azalea's. The top was white with red sleeves, and the dress was orange at the bottom, red at the top, and white in the center, which also had a pink heart over it. She also got brown boots and orange fingerless gloves, which reached up to her elbows. She was the first to ever be given a ball as a weapon. Malanon and Inaro had the exact same sets, but they were different colors. Malanon's tunic and shorts were green, but Inaro's were blue. It was also the same case for the beanie hats and swords they were given. Both of their fingerless gloves and boots were brown. Josephina also received a short dress. It was light blue, trimmed with yellow, also revealing a white layer with a light blue layer that was trimmed with bright pink lace. There was a pink emblem on the blouse, and the sleeves didn't cover her shoulders. She received white leggings, white gloves, and pink shoes. She didn't get an actual weapon, so she started with a slingshot. Annalise received a white shirt, white leggings, brown shoes, white gloves, red skirted overalls, and a red hat with her first initial. She was also given a sword and a shield. "How did the goddess know our styles?" Annalise asked. "I thought she stood against these colors," Ch2 said. "Something's up." "What does it matter?" Mario asked. "If these are gifts from a goddess, then there should be a good reason why she gave them to these 10 students. Did she choose them to be heroes or something?" Luigi asked. "From what I've heard, that's usually what it means when a goddess gives a person a gift. If that's the case," Tana said, "name your group." "Name it?" Annalise asked. "Then we should figure out why you all were chosen to be heroes," Tana said. "This is all so sudden." Annalise and her friends huddled up to come up with a name for the heroic group. There were 10 students in the group, and they all had the same thoughts on the Darrahinkans. "Got it," Annalise said. "We will be called the Nin-ten." "I see," Tana said. "What do the others think?" "We all agreed on it together," Annalise said. "I think we should get going now," Ch2 said. "Let's head home." "Now?" Annalise asked. "Yes," Tana said. "We were invited to my mom and dad's house for a reunion. I need to let them know about your new friends and see if they can join us too. I should also tell them that we'll be there earlier than intended." "Huh?" Annalise asked. "What about it?" "We plan to have Nyxater, dinner or supper, together, take family pictures, and hang out with everyone," Tana said. "They have a lot of games." "Really?" Mario asked. "Of course we'll be there. Who else is coming?" "We talked about inviting my brother and his family," Tana said. "My dad also has a few people on his side of the family who may come too. I say we get ready now." "Do we all need to go home?" Malanon asked. "I can give you all a map to my parents' house," Tana said. "I say we all meet up before sundown." The Nin-ten began to split up and go to their homes. They all lived in the same village. Mario and Luigi lived in the house behind the street from Annalise's. By the time they made it home, they noticed a Darrahinkan statue next to the front porch. "Are you kidding me?" Annalise asked. "Show some respect," Tana said. "She gave you a gift. Aren't you grateful?" Tana and Ch2 went into the house. Josephina and Inaro bolted inside, but Malanon and Annalise stayed outside with Mario and Luigi. Malanon was about to go into the house, but Annalise tugged on his tunic. "I don't think the Darrahinkan goddess gave us this stuff," Annalise said. "Why not?" Malanon asked. "They said they saw a light that they've never seen before, and they also said that Darrahinkan doesn't talk about it," Annalise said. "That makes no sense to me," Mario said. "What did you believe in before hearing about this?" "Our parents didn't think about beliefs then," Annalise said. "Why?" Luigi asked. "I don't know," Annalise said. "What about you guys?" "I actually don't know," Mario said. "But..." Malanon was about to enter the house, but he halted himself at the front door. "Luigi and I grew up hearing these stories from our local Brokolites," Mario said. "They used to talk about the tales of nature and the people who lived in our homelands before us. On top of that, They talked about the existence of more than one goddess. You mean to tell me that the Darrahinkans aren't the only type of religion? Annalise asked. Well, they didn't really call it a religion since they believed it was real, Mario said. What was strange was that the Darrahinkans believed that their goddess was real, but they still called it a religious practice. Annalise assumed that it was because of the number of laws they were told to abide by. Milanon went into the house to get ready to leave. Everyone else split up shortly afterwards. Tana was the daughter of Vera and Ch2, and she then married Ch2, who was the son of Tony Luisa. The family name was endangered, but fortunately, Tana had a younger brother, Jonas. He married Aria and had 3 children, Joello, the only boy, Alicia, and Voon. One of Ch2's relatives, Mary, was also visiting with her family, her husband Davis, and her 2 children, Katie and Zoe. Annalise went into her room by herself to get all of her stuff ready to leave. She didn't have too much decoration in her room besides her shelves that were stocked with art supplies and her bed that was piled with plushies. She didn't change her clothes. All she did was pack a few items before the rest of her family met up at the front door to depart before sundown. The village Vera lived in was just north of the Nin-ten's village, and the only real difference was that it had 2-story houses. Those houses had 4 bedrooms, 2 lounges, 2 bathrooms, a master bedroom, a kitchen, a dining room, a game room, a storage room, and a guest room that was also being used as a study room. Besides those houses, that village had the same features as every other Phinleyan village: the farm, the well, the laundry stations, the workshop, the marketplace, and the temple. The entire Nin-ten showed up at the house of Vera and Ch2 at the exact same time. Nobody changed their clothes, for they wore what they were just provided with. They just brought with them a few things to hang out with the rest of the family. They were welcomed in by Jonas, Tana's younger brother. Vera, Mary, and Tony Luisa were still preparing the Nyxater, and Davis, Aria, and Ch2 were all sitting in the downstairs lounge. The small dog Caceres roamed around the house while trying to greet everyone who entered, barking loudly and jumping up and down for attention. "Tana, you made it," Jonas said. "Who are these?" "My children made some new friends at school," Tana said. "They all received some gifts from the goddess earlier." "Did they now?" Jonas asked. "Tana," Vera called. "Do you care to help us here?" "Oh, yes, Mom," Tana said. Tana went into the kitchen. "So, where are your children?" Ch2 asked. "They should be upstairs," Jonas said. "In the bedrooms." The Nin-ten made their way upstairs, but Mario and Annalise stopped in between. "I wonder," Annalise said, "what kind of trials we are soon to face if we were given all of this stuff." "If the stuff was given from higher power," Mario said, "then they know what is about to happen. Therefore, they gave us what we need to prepare for just that." "So, who could have given us this stuff if it wasn't the Darrahinkan goddess?" Annalise asked. "Who knows?" Mario asked. "I guess we're destined to figure that out." "We'll have to see," Annalise said. A bit later, the family was called outside to take pictures. Vera asked the photographer Erica to take photos. Then everyone met in the downstairs lounge to discuss the reason why the reunion was planned. Tana and Ch2 actually had their entire families also converting to the faith of Darrahinkan. That included Tony Luisa, Vera and Ch2, Erica, Jonas and Aria and their children, and Mary and Davis and their children. They all decided to celebrate the change, even though the Nin-ten clearly wasn't buying it. After that was done, Nyxater was prepared, and the tables were nearly set. All of the adults were set at one table, and the children were set at 3 additional tables in another room. Katie approached Annalise before anyone was seated. "You must be Annalise," Katie said. "Your friends were talking about you." "Were they?" Annalise asked. "Why not?" Katie said. "So tell me, how did you meet Mario and Luigi?" "We went to Berkeley before school started," Annalise said. "Oh, I bet that was a lot of fun," Katie said. "It was an experience," Annalise said. "I can tell," Katie said. "However, I hate to break it to you, but—" "What's the matter?" Annalise asked. There's something you must know, Katie said. And yes, it's about Mario. My brother Zoe and I have talked about this for a very long time. Have you, by any chance, ever heard of Mario's darker side? What? What the heck are you talking about? Annalise asked. I'm talking about Mario, Katie said. There's a side of him you don't know about. There's a rumor saying that he has an alternate form. A ferocious, fiery giant. That's ridiculous, Annalise said. How could such a rumor be going about? I'm just now hearing of it. Well, now you know, Katie said. We have food ready, Ferris said. I guess I'll talk to you later, Katie said. Oh, and by the way, don't tell Mario I told you this, okay? Tio, bye. Annalise felt discomforted after that discussion. She ended up sitting at a table with her brothers and sister, and Mario and Luigi decided to sit with them too. Azalea, Cornan, Annalise, Aaron, Cassiela, and Nuta were at a table that was right next to them. The table Joello, Vun, Alicia, Katie, and Zoe were sitting at was on the other side of the room. Before they took their seats, they all took the food they wanted as it was displayed in the kitchen. For Vera, Mary, Tony, Luisa, and Tana made Nodales, pasta, sopes, soup, and dater buffets, meat plates with a side of vegetables. Everyone was seated as they took their portions. This is a nice house, Luigi said. Did your mom grow up here? She did, Milanon said. She told us a lot of stories about it. That's neat, Luigi said. Nobody knew what Annalise knew. Katie told her not to tell Mario, who was right next to her, though she was envious to let it all out. As much as she wanted to take out her frustration on what she heard about, she also didn't want Mario to feel discomforted. Annalise thought it would make him feel worse, for it only seemed more personal to him. After Nyxater ended, the group split up again. Katie approached Annalise again and told her that the rumor she always talked about with her brother Zoe had a name, but she never said it. She thought it would be a good idea to let Mario know about the term, but Katie restrained her. This occurrence only happens when Mario is stressed out the most, they say, Katie said. Annalise, do me a favor, will you? Are you a good artist? If so, paint a picture based on the rumor. I can tell you a bit more and let you off with those details. When you're done, could you put it on the wall in your house for your family to see? It would mean a lot to me. Annalise didn't start her painting until she was back at home. Cornan stood in front of her after Katie left. What were you two talking about just then? Cornan asked. I don't know, Annalise said. It was useless anyway. I heard the word rumor and just assumed that Katie was stirring up some sort of trouble, Cornan said. Did it have to do with the Darrahinkans? Nah, it had nothing to do with that, Annalise said. Okay, good, Cornan said. Whatever was just going on, I don't think it's true unless it's something we can all agree on, alright? I got you, Annalise said. Awesome, Cornan said. We're gonna go hang out somewhere before we have to go. Wanna join? Yeah, I guess so, Annalise said. Annalise went to hang out and play some games with her friends before it was time to go back home. Tana asked Erica if she could create copies of the photos, to which she said they would be ready in about 2 days. The next day, Annalise woke up bright and early so that she could find herself a canvas and start working on her painting. She wanted to do it professionally, therefore, she painted the background first and let it dry before adding more layers. She took a break before Eosater before coming back to paint Mario on the dried layer. This Mario, however, was different. Annalise had already painted every part of Mario except the eyes when she was called by Tana. As she left her room and entered the lounge, Tana was freaking out. Good goddess of Phinleyan, Tana said. I have come across a violation against your will. What did I miss? Annalise asked. She's being irrational, Milanon said. Josephina is too. Where is she? Annalise asked. She ran to her room, Milanon said. Dang, what happened here? Annalise asked. Did you not see it? Shano asked. See what? Annalise asked. Look out the window, Shano said. Annalise peeked outside, since she didn't do that yet in the morning. The sky was crimson red, and there was an essence of golden flames in the air. She immediately closed the shutter in awe. "You're joking," Annalise said. "Have any of you seen Mario or Luigi today?" "Nobody felt comfortable enough to go outside," Mylanon said. "It's hotter than it would normally be during the summer." "I should be fine with it," Annalise said. "I would only hate it if it was freezing." "Alright, then I dare you to step out there," Mylanon said. Annalise opened the front door. It was indeed hotter than normal, but the heat didn't affect her. "Never mind, it's not as bad as I thought," Mylanon said. "You're right, it's definitely not normal," Annalise said. "What's going on?" Annalise closed the door. "Were you planning on checking on the others?" Mylanon asked. "Yeah, I'm confused," Annalise said. "Guess what? On our way home last night, Cornan told me about a discussion between you and Katie," Mylanon said. "He said it was some sort of rumor." "What did she tell you?" "She told me not to tell Mario for some reason," Annalise said. "Right now, she wants me to paint the scene." "Okay, then what did she tell you?" Mylanon asked. "She told me this odd rumor, which is a secret she's kept between herself and Zoe," Annalise said. "She said Mario has a darker side. A giant of flames or something." "Oh. Never heard of it," Mylanon said. "So, are you telling Mario now?" "Well, should I?" Annalise asked. "Katie will have no idea," Mylanon said. "She isn't here right now, and you don't have to tell her you told Mario." "That's right," Annalise said. Annalise left the house and went behind the street to see Mario and Luigi. Luigi was in a panic at the sight of the fiery sky. Mario let Annalise into the house, for he was unsure about the whole situation. "What are you doing here?" Mario asked. "I'm checking on you," Annalise said. "Oh, I'm doing just fine," Mario said. "Is there something you wanted to tell me? Does it have anything to do with what's going on outside?" "It's Katie," Annalise said. "She told me this weird rumor." "What's that?" Mario asked. "It's a rumor about you," Annalise said. "What, me?" Mario asked. "Do you have a darker side?" Annalise asked. "Oh, absolutely not," Mario said. "That rumor looks to be as real as that Darrahinkan goddess." "Wow, I didn't expect you to take it that far, yet I'll believe it," Annalise said. "Does your family know about this?" Mario asked. "Should we get the Nin-ten together?" "Absolutely," Annalise said. "This is definitely not normal." Annalise escorted Mario and Luigi to her house. On the way there, they came across a few Goombas and Koopa Troopas that were invading the village. Annalise drew her sword. "This is your first time in battle, huh?" Mario asked. "Then I suggest we go over the basics before you do anything on your own." The battle system in Mario Legends works like this. Each unit on the field can move within a certain radius, attack nearby or far away, use items, or use powers. You can even trade items among your peers, switch to another ally, or pass up your turn to the enemy. It may sound dire, but sometimes it's a good strategy if there's nothing else you can do at the moment. The battle ends if there is only one team left standing, time runs out, or the maximum number of turns have passed. You can only battle with a maximum of 10 to 20 units per battle. "Your attack duration depends on your weapon type," Mario said. "You carry a sword, therefore you can only attack while you're close to an enemy." Mario and Luigi both possessed a fiery ability so that they could attack from a distance. Annalise could only attack the enemies she was close enough to. The three of them cleared away 2 Goombas and 2 Koopa Troopas as they learned the basics of battling. Reinforcements came in, including Paragoombas and Paratroopas. "Use the cover around you to your advantage," Mario said. "Projectiles cannot hit you as long as you're covered by a thick barrier. Those with projectiles can fire from behind thinner barriers, but the accuracy is not as great, and it will have no effect unless the attacker and the target are right next to the thin barrier. If your enemy is in the air, any type of cover will protect you no matter what, unless they are right above you." With that further information, Mario, Luigi, and Annalise successfully took out the reinforcements and made their way back to Annalise's house. The first battle was over. "How are things looking for you?" Mario asked. "You can alter the way you look at the battlefield in any direction, and don't forget to consider your situation before making any decision. Strategy is key here. It's also important to check your surroundings," Luigi said. You never know what will happen as you continue your battle. Status effects are quite common if you're not careful. If you are under a status effect, you may have a harder time for a bit unless you have certain items to clear them yourself. Annalise opened the door to her house and let Mario and Luigi inside. The rest of the Nin-ten even saw what was going on and went to Annalise's house after seeing Mario and Luigi go over there. Bowser's troops were just invading, Mario said. This can't be good. Has Bowser made his return? Luigi asked. Bowser? Annalise asked. The king of the Koopas, Mario said. He and I, don't get along well. Could this be why these people were chosen? Luigi asked. No, there has to be more to it than that, Annalise said. I think it's something about that rumor. If that's so, Mario said, then I would be the one responsible for all of this. That's true, Annalise said. Mario said. The Nin-ten decided to stay with Annalise and her family for the rest of the day because they didn't feel like going back out into the intense heat. I've just heard of something else while registering for Darrahinkan Temple, Ch2 said. There's some sort of obelisk-shaped object on a small island between Brookali and Phinleyan. I'm not sure what it means myself, but every time it was mentioned, it revolved around the same subject. A lot of civilians talk about how the sky normally lights up like this when the fiery giants of the Blood Moon are coming here, but nobody has seen any of them at all around here. Oh no, Mario said. The fire giants of the Blood Moon. They are predators of humankind. Humans are all they eat. That can only mean that there is one sealed in that obelisk and is trying to break free, Tana said. This could be horrible for us. Think of it this way, Tana, Ch2 said. This could be why the goddess chose our children to become great heroes. She may have seen this coming soon. Our children? In battle against giants? Tana asked. They don't stand a chance. They'll all be eaten alive before they can even do anything. Annalise was offended, for she had just been in battle to make it back home. I saw Annalise in battle while escorting Mario and Luigi here, Nuta said. She wouldn't have made it here if she couldn't fight. I saw that too, Cornin said. Bowser's minions were in their way. Is that what I was hearing outside? Azalea asked. How would they have known to be here? Yeah, Cornin, but what about the rest of us? Cassiela asked. We may have received this equipment, but we have never been in battle before. She's got a point, Annalise said. Tana could be right about what she said, considering how we have no actual battle experience. It's not a happy thought, though. I've never even learned how to use this thing, Aaron said. What makes you think I can go straight into a fight against a giant and survive? Is there anything we can do beforehand? Inaro asked. Is it even safe? I don't know of any training grounds near here, Ch2 said. Except... Spill the beans, Ch2, Tana said. Was there not a field at Darrahinkan Academy? Ch2 asked. Why not train there? What, isn't there a rule against being on campus while school is out? Tana asked. They never said anything about it during orientation, Mylanon said. Then let's go there, Annalise said. I wonder if Bowser's minions are still out there. I doubt that Bowser himself is there, Tana said, which should be good for all of you. The Nin-ten discussed when they should head out, but the coast seemed to be clear everywhere. They were trying to figure out whether or not they should leave immediately and wait at the field for enemies to show up. Annalise, Mario, and Luigi were already exhausted after their first battle, so they decided to rest first. Mylanon, Inaro, Cornin, and Aaron all met up in the dining room, waiting for Annalise, Azalea, Nuta, and Castiella to join them. Tana went to check on Josephina in her room while Ch2 checked outside by looking through a window. Annalise decided to return to her room and finish working on her painting, and her cats Kikori and Cortana were there to accompany her. By the time the painting was completed, she hid it in her closet instead of putting it on the wall as Katie asked. Luigi entered the dining room, beating the girls to it, because he felt like resting while the rest of the team was in conversation. Mario stayed where he was. He found a sofa to rest on in the lounge, and he fell asleep, as he was the most exhausted out of the three. Mario woke up shortly after his nap and stepped outside. The heat didn't change, but the sky was much darker than before. Bowser's minions were still invading, wiping out one house at a time. Mario ran off to an open area, where Darrahinkan Academy would normally be, but it was not there. Instead, the open ground was like that of the earth that was scorched by flames. Suddenly, he heard the voices of both Annalise and Katie. "I was wrong," Katie said. "He isn't responsible." "I knew it from the start," Annalise said. "The seal has broken." It was at that point when Mario remembered everything. He remembered the seal between Brookali and Phinleyan. He remembered the fiery giants of the Blood Moon. He remembered the one, created in his own image, that he sealed away while trying to escape him. He remembered Nightmare Mario. "No!" Mario said. "Not even that seal could hold him! I'm doomed!" Nightmare Mario then appeared before Mario. He was the last giant of the Blood Moon to be created by Bowser, using the form of a human vessel. This process was a treacherous one, for the castle of the Koopa King was destroyed in the process. During Mario's last encounter with Nightmare Mario, he sealed the fiery giant away between Brookali and Phinleyan in order to avoid getting eaten by him. Mario was known to fear nothing, but he trembled before his giant doppelganger and tripped as he tried to escape. He was powerless compared to Nightmare Mario, for his fiery attacks had no effect against him. It was impossible for the flesh of the giants of the Blood Moon to burn away in flames, since they were naturally born with them. Stunned on the ground, Mario looked back at Nightmare Mario one last time before he was within his grasp. "Your power is useless against me," Nightmare Mario said. "How pathetic of you." "I understand that I cannot beat you like this," Mario said. "No one on this earth can." Nightmare Mario laughed at him. It was all a dream. Mario woke up and was still on the sofa. The first thing on his mind was to make his way to Annalise's room. Paranoid, he looked out the window. The fiery sky was there no more, for the sky was blue once again. That could only mean one thing. "It broke," Mario said. "I couldn't hold him." "What are you talking about?" Annalise asked. Mario let out a deep sigh. "Nightmare Mario," Mario said. "He is the fiery giant who bears my image. I sealed him away a long time ago, and now he is free. That is why the sky was aflame." "Is he somewhere around here?" Annalise asked. "He must be here in Thanos," Mario said. "He's after me." "What for?" Annalise asked. "Oh, Annalise," Mario said. "Nightmare Mario. He wants to eat me." Annalise immediately thought about the rumor. Katie was wrong. However, the rumor said that Mario and Nightmare Mario were the same person. In reality, they were not. "This is why Katie didn't want me to tell you the rumor," Annalise said. "She knew." "If we're gonna have your friends train for battle, we must leave right now," Mario said. "Understood. I'll go get them," Annalise said. Josefina was finally out of her room. Luigi left the dining room and stood before his brother Mario. Once he figured out what had happened, he was also afraid. Annalise called her brothers Milanon and Inaro out of the dining room, and they were followed by Azalea, Cornan, Annalise, Aaron, Cassiela, and Nuta. Shino and Tana were already beside the front door while trying to keep the two cats safe. "Are you leaving now?" Tana asked. "The sky is clear. Now may be the perfect time to head over to the school." The Nin-ten picked up their weapons and departed to Darrahinkan Academy. By the time they made it to the field beside it, they were caught by Braun, the head professor. He approached the team. "You all look different," Braun said. "Why do you all wear the colors that stand against our goddess?" Annalise lied to him. "She gave us these clothes and weapons yesterday," Annalise said. "You can ask my mom. She will tell you. She's actually the one who handed out each set." "Odd," Braun said. "I never thought she would allow something like that. The goddess must really want you to give her a chance. Please do." The next sentence she let out was more of a lie. "In fact," Annalise said, "she even told us to come here and train for battle. She chose all of us to be her heroes, after all. She knew something was going to happen, and it did." "I'll believe it," Braun said. "I just don't know whether or not she actually trusts you. We'll have to see." Suddenly, Bowser's minions started showing up. Braun ran back into the school to hide. "They're back," Braun said. This was the perfect opportunity for the Nin-ten to start training. Goombas, Koopa Troopas, Paragoombas, and Paratroopas stormed the campus as they noticed the Nin-ten's presence. Mario and Luigi went over the battle system with the rest of the team. and they used it to take care of Bowser's forces in one fell swoop. Milanon and Inaro learned the basics of swordplay from Annalise. Cornyn had a small dagger, so his technique was a bit more difficult to learn, so he started off by copying Annalise as well. Annalise attempted to follow the same ideas, despite being weaponless, but she was lucky to know how to throw punches and kicks. Nuta followed similar steps, but since she was also an athlete, she knew how to handle a ball well and turn it into a weapon. Azalea, Cassiela, and Aaron took a bit longer to learn, for their attacks relied mainly on aim and handling technique. All Cassiela had to do was press a button. Aaron had to pull back a string, place a bolt on it, and then also press a button. Azalea had to figure out how to hold an arrow properly and draw it back on a bowstring. Josephina barely did anything, for all she had was a slingshot and tiny pellets. They felt ready for the real deal after the battle was over. "There's only one problem," Mario said. "Nightmare Mario is unaffected by fire attacks. I can only imagine how weak those weapons are against him, especially the wooden ones. I hope that altogether we can at least stand a chance." "Then why did we receive flimsy weapons such as these?" Annalise asked. "Are they reserved for training only? Then how will the goddess, or whoever that was, have us prepare for the real deal?" Cornyn asked. "I don't know," Annalise said. Suddenly, Tana bolted to the field in a panic. She had Cortana with her. Shanna was still at the house with Kikordi. She set the cat down and collapsed. Annalise, Milanon, and Inaro went to check on her as she lay on the ground panting. "Mom?" Annalise asked. "Why did you bring Cortana out here?" Inaro asked. "Emotional support," Tana said. "I'll take her back home," Josephina said. "There's no way I can battle with this dull thing." "Wait, because I'll be going back home with you," Tana said. Josephina picked up Cortana. She was unable to battle like the rest of the team. She was only 6 years old at the time, and she was stuck with a small wooden slingshot, which would not accompany her well in battle against Nightmare Mario. Inaro was the second youngest of the Nin-ten. He was 8, and he was given a sword like his brother Milanon, who was 2 years older than him. "Take deep breaths, Mom," Milanon said. "Calm yourself." "Now," Annalise said. "What troubles you? Why have you come to us in such a hurry?" "It's," Tana said. "It's my mom. She's in trouble. Please, I beg of you. Go there and see what has happened. It cannot be pleasant at all. I pray for her safety now." The Nin-ten heeded her call and immediately went to find the village of Vera and Jacko. Josephina carried Cortana and helped Tana go back home. Tana collapsed on the closest sofa to the front door, with both Shano and Josephina assisting her, and the cats Kikordi and Cortana were safe as all doors were closed so that they couldn't go outside. Kikordi was a short-haired tabby with stripes of black and gray, forming a sword pattern on her back. Cortana was a citrus longhair, and she was often found resting on any safe surface, specifically on boxes. Josephina went to her room after Tana had recovered from her sudden shock, and she set her slingshot on a shelf above her bed. It was placed next to a bronze horse, which she received for her 2nd birthday. Meanwhile, the Nin-ten successfully made their way to Vera's village. Before they could enter the village, they saw that the ground was in ashes, as if there was a fire set there. Some of the houses were scorched and reduced to ruin. There were a few small flames that were still yet to be extinguished. Luckily, nobody within the village was seriously injured. Instead, they were hidden in the houses that weren't affected by the flames, which included Vera's and Jacko's house, Tony Luis's house, Jonas's and Aria's house, and Mary's and Davis's house. Erica wasn't a part of the village. Annalise walked up to the front door of Vera's house, with the rest of the team behind her, and knocked on it, waiting for an answer. All she got was to listen to a voice coming from inside the house. "Is someone here?" Vera asked. "Has the attack ended? I hear nothing now." "It's Annalise and her friends," Annalise said. "Are you safe to open the door?" "Oh, yes I am," Vera said. "Wait there for just a second." Vera opened the door and allowed the Nin-ten to enter her house. She was in more shock than Tana was, but Jacko was asleep on his chair in the downstairs lounge, and Caceres hid himself under the sofa. "Why are you in shock?" Mario asked. Tana told us something that was up with you. You will never believe what we just experienced, Vera said. This village was just under attack by a fiery giant that looks exactly like you, Mario. No way, Annalise said. So the seal has broken, Mario said. He made his way here. Was this your doing? Vera asked. No, of course not, Mario said. The rest of the team can vouch for me. The Nin-ten all agreed. They could confirm that Mario wasn't responsible for the attack, for they were all together the entire time. They told Vera that they had just trained themselves for battle before they were alerted by Tana regarding the incident. Is the rest of the family safe? Mylanon asked. Yes, they all are, Vera said. They are hidden in Jonas's household right now. Tony Louisa made her way over there by the time the coast was clear. Mary and Davis took Katie and Zoe over there while the attack was still happening, but they were far enough away to stay out of sight. I saw the entire thing from here. Katie, Annalise said. Has something gone down between you and Katie? Vera asked. She has been acting abnormal since last night. I had nothing to do with it, Annalise said. She brought the discussion to me. I get that, Vera said. I can only tell you this, Vera, Mario said. That giant who attacked this village, his name is Nightmare Mario. Do you know where he went after he finished his attack? I don't remember, Vera said. I think I saw him go past my house, but I saw nothing else after that. Vera was 61 years old. Jacko was 65. Why do you think Nightmare Mario attacked you? Mario asked. Did it look like he was looking for someone, since some of these houses are still in perfect condition? I honestly don't remember, Vera said. I was hiding for most of it. If he was looking for me, Mario said. I gotta talk to Katie, Annalise said. Which house is Jonas's? It's down the road and to the left, Vera said. It should be the 4th house down. There should be a sign on the front porch that has his name on it. The Nin-ten left the house and made their way to Jonas's house. They went down the road, as Vera said, and found the 4th house to the left. There was a sign on the front porch that said Jonas. The house was also untouched by the flames. Annalise knocked on the door, but there was no answer. She knocked again, but then she heard a voice from above. Alicia was looking from one of the windows on the 2nd floor. Annalise, what are you and your friends doing here? Alicia asked. Is anyone feeling all right enough to let us in? Annalise asked. We have questions for all of you. Okay, wait right there, Alicia said. Alicia left and made her way to the front door so that she could open it. The Nin-ten entered the lounge and saw Jonas, Aria, Voon, Mary, Davis, Zoe, and Tony Louisa in shock. Alicia had to explain what happened. It used to be just me and my family here, Alicia said. Then these guys came over. Not too long ago, our village was attacked by this fiery giant who looked like Mario. Nightmare Mario, Mario said. He did this because he's out for me. I sealed him away a while ago, and now he's free. Mary and her family came over here during the attack, Alicia said. He was too far away to see us, Zoe said. That's when we thought it was safe enough for us to change ground. Then Tony Louisa came over after the attack ended, Alicia said. There was no possible way that I would be able to go outside during a mess like that, Tony Louisa said. I would not have been able to make it otherwise. Tony Louisa was 74 years old at the time. We just visited Nana and Papa, Annalise said. They didn't leave their house either. We're missing some people, Mario said. Where are Joello and Katie? Joello refuses to leave his room, Alicia said. He still thinks it's not safe enough to move anywhere at all. I had thought the same thing until the attack ended, so I came downstairs to check on everyone. And what about Katie? Annalise asked. She went to the game room, Zoe said. I don't know why she's not with the rest of us. She was supposed to be. Annalise, Mario, Luigi, Mylanon, and Inaro went into the game room. Cornan, Azalea, Annalise, Aaron, Nuta, and Cassiela stayed to help Jonas's family, Mary's family, and Tony Louisa recover from their shock. Katie was sitting on a chair while reading a book and sipping from a rosemary-flavored Dionia. She was not in shock, which was what infuriated Annalise. She slapped the book from her hand and grabbed her by the blouse. "Explain yourself," Annalise said. "Whoa, hands off," Katie said. "What do you want from me?" "You're in this room by yourself and you're not in shock," Annalise said. "You're obviously up to something." "What?" Katie said. "Are you accusing me of this attack? I am incapable." "No, we know it wasn't you," Annalise said. "You're right. It wasn't me," Katie said. "It was him. Mario did it." "No, it wasn't me," Mario said. "My friends trust me. This stupid rumor you've kept between yourself and your brother is a load of baloney." "Then why are you talking to me like this?" Katie asked. "You're not in shock," Annalise said. "Why?" "Look, I'm trying to get my mind off of it, okay?" Katie asked. "Then what's in that book of yours?" Annalise asked. Annalise looked at the book lying on the floor. There were pictures of different Phinleyan cats. "Either Nightmare Mario broke free on his own," Annalise said, "or you had something to do with it, Katie." "Why is this my fault?" Katie asked. "I know nothing about that seal. I always thought it was Mario's darker side." "There's no possible way she could have been a part of Nightmare Mario's escape," Mario said. "He had to have done it on his own. Unless..." Annalise, Phinleyan, Innaro, and Luigi immediately drew their focus from Katie to Mario. "Unless what?" Luigi asked. "Unless," Mario said, "this was some kind of outside intervention." "You mean the goddess freed him?" Katie asked. "Likely story." Annalise started another lie. "Think of it this way, Katie," Annalise said. "You know how much the goddess hates nature. Fire burns away nature. She must know of Nightmare Mario's natural fiery abilities and freed him for the sake of her purpose." "Obviously he's after Mario," Katie said. "From what I've heard, those giants don't care for higher power like mankind does." "Whoa, pause right there," Annalise said. "How did you know about the giants of the Blood Moon?" "Childhood trauma," Katie said. "My family was under attack when I was little. My dad saved me since I was almost taken and told me what he had heard from them." "Davis and Mary must have overheard their discussions," Phinleyan said. "And they must have told Katie and Zoe in advance in case it ever happened again." "So why aren't you in shock, Katie?" Annalise asked. "Clearly you would still have some childhood trauma after last time." "Just leave me alone, all right?" Katie asked. "Like I said, I'm trying to get my mind off of it. And by the way, did you ever finish your painting, Annalise?" "It is finished, and I put it on the wall in my house," Annalise said. "Okay, now can you all please just leave?" Katie said. "I'm having a difficult time right now." Mario, Luigi, Annalise, Phinleyan, and Innaro left the game room and closed the door. "You never put up a painting on the wall in our house," Innaro said. "Yes, I did," Annalise said. "It's in my closet." "She was definitely in shock by the way she was acting," Phinleyan said. "I'll believe in the way she tried to get her mind off of the incident." "And Annalise," Mario said, "you were lying about the goddess, right?" "Well, duh," Annalise said. "Nightmare Mario could have just broken free on his own, or something, or someone else is out there and we just don't know it." Everyone in the downstairs lounge seemed to be doing just fine. Once they felt comfortable enough to continue with their normal lives, the Nin-ten left the house. "Where's our next stop?" Annalise asked. "Nightmare Mario is still on the loose," Mario said. "It seems we have no choice but to stop him before he causes any more trouble." "We can't fight him with all of this," Annalise said. "That is true," Mario said. "We should hurry, though," Luigi said. "Vera said he went past her house. If Nightmare Mario was freed at the same time the Koopas started invading, he could be allied with Bowser. We need to follow him and take him out, despite how difficult that may be." As soon as the Nin-ten went past Vera's house, a ruined temple in the distance caught Annalise's eye. She decided to change directions and go over there, and the team followed her. The temple was across from an altar that was covered in ashes and cobwebs, and the temple itself had ruined columns, cracked walls, and moss and vines covering it. There was a hole in the roof where the sun's light shone through. There was a sign above the doorway that was barely readable because it was covered with moss. On the ground beside the doorway was a rusty shield, but the moment Annalise picked it up, it was restored to its original state. A pink shield with a red frame, a yellow circle in the center connected by 3 white stripes from the left, the right, and the bottom, and a blue circle in between the top and the center. The shield Annalise was currently using was made of wood and leather. "How did that happen?" Azalea asked. "All you did was touch it," Cassiela said. Annalise entered the temple while the rest of the team stood outside. There was an old bag sitting next to where the shield was found, but the items inside were burned and covered in fungi. There was even a broken bow and arrows with it. Most of the items were unidentifiable. "Whose temple was this?" Aaron asked. "And how was Annalise able to restore that shield? That can only mean something about her," Nuta said. "But still, how?" "The last person who set foot at this temple must have left this stuff behind," Cornan said. "And that was a very long time ago." "Someone ancient," Annalise said. "There's no way this temple was Darrahinkan." "That reminds me," Cassiela said. "Wasn't there something Mario and Luigi were saying about other faiths?" "You mean why they were so adamant that the Darrahinkan faith isn't real?" Azalea asked. "You all make a valid point," Luigi said. "We were told other stories in the past, but I don't recall this being one of them." Annalise went farther into the temple until she saw what the sun's light was shining upon, a sword in its seal. She stepped onto the podium and, before laying hands upon the sword, looked to the right to see an old, torn-up hat that looked like her own. The sword, however, was in perfect condition. It was a cyan-colored iron sword with a dark hilt and a transparent endpoint on the hilt. Annalise grabbed the hilt with both of her hands and pulled it to remove it from the seal. She struggled a bit with it, but the sword was slowly pulled until it was freed from its seal. With her right hand, Annalise held the sword and raised it into the air, and the sun's light shone upon it. "That sword," Mylanon said. "This temple isn't Darrahinkan," Mario said. "We were right. Someone else chose us all." Annalise took the sword and left the temple. She regrouped with the rest of the team to continue in their path to follow Nightmare Mario. They found a plain field with no grass but only dirt, and there were footprints that looked like giant forms of Mario's footprints. Mario left a footprint beside one of them to compare them. Both footprints looked exactly the same. "This way," Mario said. Before the Nin-ten could move any farther, Bowser's troops found them and started a battle. This time, 2 of the Koopas had cannons. "That doesn't look good," Luigi said. "Be sure to watch for the blast radius of those cannons," Mario said. "They will deal serious damage to whoever is hit. Stay as far away from the center as you can." "Let's see what this new sword can do," Annalise said. Annalise's new sword dealt more damage than the other one, and her new shield gave her better protection. The rest of the Nin-ten used this opportunity to train some more before the real deal, even if their weapons wouldn't do enough against a giant. There were also some items scattered across the field, such as mushrooms and fire flowers that could be used for healing and special power. "There's one more thing I want to bring up before our next battle," Mario said. "The better position and condition you are in, the more likely you are to land a critical hit. These blows are extremely powerful, but you must be very careful, for the enemy can land critical hits too, though they aren't as likely to do so." There were a few Goombas and Koopa Troopas as well as Paragoombas and Paratroopas. Azalea, Aaron, Mario, Luigi, Cassiela, and Nuta all had projectile attacks to reach the enemies in the air, so Annalise, Mylanon, Inaro, Cornan, and Annalise focused on the Koopa Troopas and Goombas on the ground. They even went for the Koopas using the cannons while avoiding the reticles on the ground. After each turn, they fired 2 bullet bills, and everything within the blast radius was hit. Once the Koopas were wiped out, the cannons were defused. The battle ended after all of the Koopas' forces were defeated. "Bowser's forces seem to be all over the area," Mario said, "but the Koopa King still hasn't shown himself." "That scares me," Luigi said. "What could he possibly be up to?" "Who knows, Luigi?" Mario asked. "As of now, Nightmare Mario seems to be a much bigger threat. If we let him get away, we may suffer many casualties. The Nin-ten continued to follow the trail of giant footsteps until they reached another patch of grass. There was also a forest ahead, but the trees facing the same direction as the footprints were burned to ash. Something must have happened here, Annalise said. Nightmare Mario burned his way through these trees, Phinleyan said. Yeah, what else could have happened? Enaro asked. The Nin-ten made it past the forest by only walking upon the burnt path, which wasn't long, and they could see Darrahinkan Academy's backyard fence. There seemed to be a massive flame in front of the schoolhouse and its temple, and it was taller than the roof, thus making it visible from behind. They all instantly noticed the drastic increase in heat, and it was coming from the flames. They also noticed the sound of giant footsteps, which shook the ground. Over there, Mario said. We found him. The Nin-ten approached Darrahinkan Academy and decided to take the safer route. They all hopped over the fence and entered the backyard. School was currently in session, but nobody was outside. They entered the school, and the hallways were empty too. I can only assume that they are all in class, Annalise said. Do they have any idea what's going on right now? The Nin-ten decided to split up into two groups to find answers. Phinleyan, Enaro, Cornin, Aaron, Annalise, and Cassiela stayed downstairs while Annalise, Azalea, Nuta, Mario, and Luigi went upstairs. Every classroom in the entire school was blocked off, for every professor barricaded the doors with bookshelves and desks. The library, the laboratory, the gymnasium, the infirmary, the cafeteria, the practice rooms, the restrooms, the kitchen, and the cathedral were completely empty. The team regrouped at the lobby because nobody was able to find anything. I guess we all know what to do next, Mario said. Mario gulped. It's time to go out there and face Nightmare Mario, Mario said. Before the Nin-ten went outside, they were stopped by Indono and Braun, who saw them from the window between the lobby and the office. Are you all out of your mind? Braun asked. What are you doing? We're here to help, Annalise said. Are you serious right now? Indono asked. Going out there is a death wish. Besides, none of you were at school at all today. Explain it to the goddess now. If you're so afraid, ask your goddess for help, Mario said. You wretch, Indono said. Indono ran back into the office, offended. Braun stood at the office door before following Indono. Don't say I didn't warn you, Braun said. He went back into the office and slammed the door. The Nin-ten disregarded him and went outside. The heat was just like the way it was when the sky was aflame. The heroes stood in the presence of a great flame. They stepped off the porch and paused upon the pavement. Nightmare Mario was in the middle of the fiery essence, and since he sensed the presence of Mario, the flames faded and revealed his image. Mario stood in front of the rest of the team. Nightmare Mario, Mario said. It's a me, Mario. Nightmare Mario's attention was immediately drawn to him, and he even noticed Luigi and the anonymous humans standing with him. The one who stood out to him the most was Annalise, whose attire was very similar to that of Mario. At long last, Nightmare Mario said. You really thought you could hold me down for eternity, but I'm free now. Annalise drew her sword. Nightmare Mario laughed. You knew you couldn't defeat me on your own, Mario, Nightmare Mario said, and so you decided to face me with even more humans who don't possess the powers that you do. But who is that? The name's Annalise, Annalise said. We are here to fight. So be it, Nightmare Mario said. I guess not all humans cower before the giants of flames. The battle began, and since there was a new unexplained concept, Mario had to discuss the battle system with giant foes. Most units only take up one spot on the battlefield, Mario said, but giant units take up 4. They can also destroy breakable cover in one blow, so be careful where you decide to cover yourself. The radius giants can move within is smaller than that of regular units, Luigi said. However, that doesn't mean you're completely safe as long as their attacks are projectile. Bowser's forces decided to take different positions across the battlefield. Goombas, Koopa Troopas, and Paratroopas were all present. Oh, great, Annalise said. Now the Koopas are here too. The battle went on. Even though Nightmare Mario's main focus was on the Nin-ten, he also attacked Bowser's forces. Attacking Nightmare Mario from all 4 spots in one turn could stun him for a while. "Are you with Bowser's army?" Annalise asked. "Is that why you're out for all of us?" "Don't be ridiculous," Nightmare Mario said. "And I'm not out for all of you unless you refuse to stay out of my way. It's Mario I'm after." "What for?" Annalise asked. "Humans are the only resource the Giants have now," Nightmare Mario said. "Mario has what I need to take Bowser down. If I can eat him, then I may have what it takes to make things right." "That's no way of making things right," Annalise said. "But here we can see what the rest of you are capable of," Nightmare Mario said. "Perhaps your powers would give me a better chance against Bowser." "That won't be happening," Mario said. "So it was Bowser who created Nightmare Mario," Annalise said. "If he really was created from you, Mario, this has got to be what your darker side looks like. Just like Katie said." "I understand what he has against Bowser, but not what he has against me," Mario said. "He wants to eat me so he can take my power. So it is true that the Giants of the Blood Moon eat humans. So what makes Nightmare Mario any different?" Annalise asked. "Has he ever eaten a human before? Or is his main focus on you?" "Regardless, we must take him down," Mario said. "You're right," Annalise said. As the battle went on, Nightmare Mario felt the urge to grab Mario as he was close enough to him. Annalise attacked to set him free before he was eaten on the next turn, by jumping up and swinging her sword at the giant's left arm. Mario was free as Nightmare Mario let out a yell of pain. The battle soon ended whenever Nightmare Mario was weakened, but he wasn't eliminated. He fell to the ground in defeat. "I underestimated you. But how?" Nightmare Mario said. "Look, I was only going easy on you. When next we meet, I'll give you a reason to be afraid." The flames returned, but when they left, Nightmare Mario was gone. "Wait, come back!" Annalise said. "No, it's fine now," Mario said. "He's no longer on Earth. Let's use this opportunity to think of what to do next." Annalise was disappointed. Everyone was a bit weak after the fight, but thankfully, Bowser's troops were gone too. Annalise put her sword away and tended to Mario. "I'm fine now, Annalise," Mario said. "But thank you for rescuing me. Had you not done so, you never would have seen me again." Annalise understood the fear now. Mario, one who was known to fear nothing, feared the fire giant, knowing that at any confrontation he would be eaten. Now it was likely that she was on his hit list too. Annalise looked back at the rest of her team. Their weapons were damaged, so Mario's first thought was to take them to get them fixed at the workshop in the village. He knew it would only get worse from there, and he feared that the Nin-ten's power wouldn't be enough. He had no idea how to make it better.